Oh, hey, I'm just killing zombies. How's it going, guys? Dom here with Dom's Vlogs. Wow. That was really bad. I don't want to use my water. I'm gonna have to use some leverage so you can see what I'm doing. There you go. Alright, guys. How's it going? So today I'm gonna be doing the top 5 Call of Duty maps I want remastered. I got my pen, I got my list, and funny thing is, I had to grab the old list from a zombie, and this is my arm after this. He kind of cut me, and I mean, I didn't have all this clothes on, but I have this on to, like, stop that pressure from, like, spreading from my arm. So, and I did shoot a couple of zombies, and they were after me, so I'm just gonna reload. And we'll get started on the list for now. All right, so this is the top 5 ones, and for the honorable mention, I want to pick Die Rise. I mean, it's a map that I literally despised since the very beginning. I've never liked that map. The fall damage was bad. No PhD. The slicker fire had to be patched, and it just became nothing more than boring. Like, very boring. It's cumbersome. You have way too many zombie spawns. The elevators are annoying. You have Who's Who and Tombstone, which are the worst perks ever. So, yeah. And you also have the jumping jacks, which, surprise, surprise, they suck too. Even though they're a revamped version of the Nova 6 crawlers. So let's get on to the actual list here. And I hope you like this picture. It's an old 2005 picture. A neighbor of mine made it, and it was pretty nice. And yes, it doesn't start with an E, but it's 2005. Alright, so number 5 is Call of the Dead. And Call of the Dead, I mean, to be honest, I actually think it's a pretty decent map. I mean, it has a cinematic cast with, I think it was Michael Rooker, Danny Trejo, the guy who played Freddy in Nightmare on Elm Street. And then there's Sarah Michelle Gellar, which everybody kind of likes. I mean, for me, I like her quotes, and I like her quote when she says, "First one to make fun of Jug gets slapped in the face." I don't know why, but I mean, they're in a Siberian area. Debsy, Takio, and Nikolai are trapped in an area in a locked doorway. You get 2 wonder weapons, which both of them are pretty bad. But also, the thing that kind of bothered me a bit was just George and the Fog. Like, I mean, I'm sorry for my little poor quality. What's this here? I want to see this. I'm trying to get used to live streams. Mute microphone? Nah. Okay. Yeah, let me put my chat up. Yeah, show the chat. Oops. Yeah, so Call of the Dead is... It's a map that I never liked. It's a map that I did not try because, well, even though my friend Diego came, I mean, we only did Kino and 5 and the Black Ops Arcade, which really, I do not want Black Ops Arcade remastered. I don't like Black Ops Arcade. I think it's silly. But Call of the Dead, although for a DLC, I mean, it had George in there, so, like, if you was going to be the last time you ever see George, I mean, I think this was one of his first times he was in a game. I mean, he started the zombie craze with Night of the Living Dead. He continued it with Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. He made Creepshow. It was quite a scary, like, thing. It was disturbing. I mean, the only thing that bothered me was him, the fog, you know, even though I've never played this map, and the way that Jug goes, and then the lighthouse where they pack a punch comes. But the other cool things was basically like the zip line or the little jump pad on the ship. Those were pretty cool. I don't like the Zetsubo Noshima zip line because you don't get to shoot your weapon while just going down. I mean, with this one, you can just hold it up like this. I mean, you can't reload because you're holding the zip line, but you could just go like this and just shoot all day. Like say I just had this and I'm like, bam, 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 bam. Like, I'm golden, you know? I mean, it was a Siberian outpost. We figured the storyline out now that the Conorium, was it? was released, and now we know what happened and stuff, and we know what happened to George, we know what happened to everybody else, and these zombies I think look pretty good, and to see them remastered, I think they look much better than before, and I like to see the Scavenger and the VR11. I like to see if they do anything different to the VR11. I know they can't change anything from anything from the original maps, but I do like to see that. You know, I've seen a lot of mods to this. You know, I've seen like crazy mods. I've seen like ridiculous mods. I've seen remastered mods. I mean, Call of Dead. I mean, it's pretty good. So I'm gonna continue to go on to our next map here. I'm gonna have to unplug this. Our next map is Buried. Oof, Buried. Like being buried alive. Like Imhotep, you got buried alive because you just wanted to save the love of your life that actually killed the pharaoh. You both should have been cursed as well, but literally you were not. You both were not cursed. You both were you're just bad people. You're bad people. I'm just kidding. The Mummy, such a good movie. I love The Mummy. I love the movie itself. Wait, I'm getting out of hand here. I'm talking about Buried here. The Black Ops 2 map. The map that's just easy as heck and has a lot of neat features. I always hate these commercials. I really do hate these commercials. I mean, nothing against Nintendo, but God, do they have to really push in the envelope of commercials? Because that's really what I used to. That's what I call these things, is commercials. All right, Buried. Nothing more than just a map that's surprisingly it's just about an old western town that got teleported into the year 2025. Like all the people died in there because there was no food and water. Arthur, which is the servant of the Wolf King, came here, and you know it was surprising. And this was like the end of the Easter eggs for like the Transit Crew and Richtofen and Maxis. And I mean, canon in terms of the story, Maxis' side is more canon. They had to do Maxis' side even in Die Rise in Transit. And I mean you got Arthur here, which people call him Leroy now. That'd be kind of cool if he was called Leroy Jenkins, like Arthur Leroy or something like that, or yeah, something like that. I mean, this town was crazy. The ghosts, the witches, the ghosts, the lady of the house. I was like, this girl's creepy. I mean, the way that she says stuff is creepy. Like the kind of stuff, how you get the perks, the cash bank system right here. I mean, it was pretty cool. And I mean, the lockers, which was the cabinet, the buildables were pretty good. I mean, there were some of the same old buildables, but there were some new ones too. You got the LSAT wall buy, which was hard to get. You got the Paralyzer and the Raygun Mark II together. You got the new perk Vulture Aid. It was such a good perk. I mean, you get cash, you get bullets. You also get, like, you go in the green smoke and the zombies just stay away from you, which is pretty good. Although you have, like, annoying people like, I don't know, Samuel here, Misty, maybe the worst character of them all, Marlton. It's whatever, you know. I mean, I like to see something, you know, come back to this map. I mean, have this map remastered could be something good, and I like to see like maybe like some of the Western zombies look a little bit more detailed, a little bit more HD, a little bit more graphic than they are in Black Ops 2. I mean, this is 2012 we're talking about, maybe 2013. And this is 2018 where everything is just like good. Like the graphics have been good and stuff. Never mind the battery sound there. I'm going to take this off because I'm not a newbie. I'm not a baby. Again, like the zombies look like old Western people, and it's pretty neat. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's like pretty neat. I mean, this is a really good map, and the chalk drawings. Oh man, I forgot about the chalk drawings. I mean, you chalk draw these things on the wall, and like, I mean, how did Dr. Monty even think that was a good idea in the first place? I mean, this is a good map. I love the Western feel. You had the Remington New Model Army. That pistol, the cap style pistols from the Civil War era. Dude, I like to see that return. The sassafras, as they call it. I do not want to see the SMR return. That's a start. I hate that weapon. The War Machine I do not want. And here's, you know what's the kind of like the bad thing about this if they're going to remaster it? Which is why it's probably low on the list as well as Call of the Dead. There's no PhD flopper. Even perma PhD, which is basically kind of like the same part. Like, people use that perma perk to actually, like, get good stuff. And the Galva Knuckles I actually want to see return too. I mean, these things were like beast mode. Maybe I like to see the Transit Crew look better. They can put some new stuff in it. I mean, Blundell and other people, like even Jay-Z, Jimmy Zielinski. I mean, anybody can like think of how they can make this into Black Ops 4 or whatever the next COD map is. Yeah, some of these maps are not like Black Ops 3 related because Black Ops 3 came out like around 2013. And also I forgot, like, if you get Leroy Booz, like if he hits the kind of parts that he has to break, it gives you points, which is pretty cool. As well as like the kind of like registers you have to pay 1,000 points so you can get booze or candy, and I mean I really like to see maybe some new weapons return, like maybe the hammer, maybe the PDW, because I think that would be good. That'd be some good stuff right there. I mean, like, how hard can it be with Black Ops 3's, like, Black Ops something zombies with fast, like, moving hands, that they have to be in that camping spot? I mean, they're running fast, and it's not easy. Black Ops 3 zombies, if this was in Chronicles, would be gone crazy. I mean, the Gobblegum system are probably going to return, which I think maybe you could put it right next to where the jail cell is. What about this part right here where, like, you give Arthur some candy, and once you give him candy, he knocks down the box. I mean, he just hits it. Like the funny thing I think I want him to have is just like I think like the college, like Treyarch should like make like him like having a nail, and he literally just smacks it on the box, and the box kind of like maybe like bounces a little bit. That'd be something. I mean, this is a good setup map to like help you set up for higher rounds. I mean, like, this is a good map, and to be honest, I mean, this is the only map in like zombies, I think, besides Nuketown, that did not like have any shields. I mean, they could have done something well. They could have made a wooden door on there, with something. I mean, I don't know, something, right? I mean, this is a very neat like thing right here. I mean, you can see like the way that he actually like breaks stuff. I mean, shorter range, it will give you less money. Like, the points this guy gets is like, what, 830, I think, yeah. And it's the relaxing end. I'm not, I don't have any footage of my own, but I mean, like, Relaxing End is a very nice YouTuber. I don't know why I've hated him. I think it's just because I wanted to shit out Crazy Rabbit, because I never liked the guy that much. I mean, anything that has something to do with weird stuff, I'm just not into that shit. Like, I'm just sorry, man. Sorry, guys. I'm not into stuff that is just weird and stuff. Even if you say the stuff that I do is weird, I don't think of it as weird. Everybody's got their own opinion, which is like kind of like the problem with the world. I mean, I like Nerf blasters. Everybody likes Busby blasters. I mean, I like water. Everybody likes soda. It's a difference. I mean, I hate these technologies. I like sometimes, and everybody just loves these technologies, and they just constantly look at the screen in my high school. So, I mean, this is like a very neat map, and I just want to see it remastered. Alright, so let's move on to our next map, which is 5. 5 is like, it was a campaign map, really. Like 5 was a campaign map in like Black Ops. Like it was kind of like the map where like you wanted like to like do something like insane, maybe awesome to do, but you literally did not have the time or the place. I really do hate these commercials. And like there is no point to having that, where like it says that your video will play in numeral minutes. Like there's no rhyme or reason for that. But again, 5. I mean, it was a campaign map, and like it's almost like if you defeat the campaign, you'd be able to get this map. But it did not happen with me and my friend Diego. We had the codes for Black Ops, and we got the map. But again, I mean, I like to see this thing return, and it is the hardest map in Zombies to this date. I mean, I like me and my friend like couldn't even get like maybe past like round 3, round 4, round 5, maybe just because we did not had a strategy, and plus we were like we didn't do it online, but we did it like together while he was at my house, like at my on my Xbox, and I was like, dude, I mean like 5 is a crazy map. I mean, there is like no crazy grace. I mean, the window thing I kind of liked. I mean, and it was not that scary to be honest. I mean, the down floor, maybe it was a little bit scary, but it wasn't that scary. That's why I think Smith Place put it number 4 on his like little list on like, you know, just being like a kind of weird map, you know, a scary map. I mean, 5 is like, I mean, you're in the Pentagon, you got Yuri taking your weapons, you got the Nova 6 crawlers coming in your ass, and then you got like Mac Monera, Prime Minister Castro, you got John F. Kennedy, and Richard Nixon. So you got 2 presidents. I forgot what Mac Monera is. So tell me in the comments or in the stream, you know, like who was Mac Monera? Like what was his job? I know Prime Minister Castro was, I think he was in Cuba. I think he was like the Prime Minister of Cuba. Like, it's hard for me to remember. I know that Nixon never liked hippies. I mean, to be honest, I mean, JFK, I mean, 1960s, you would expect that. I mean, that was during the time when the Cold War started and then, like, the Soviet Union was still there. I mean, 60s, man. I mean, 5 was overrun by zombies. They created the Winter's Howl. I mean, I like to see the Winter's Howl. Like, if they can actually revamp it and actually make it much better than it is now, give it a little bit more ammo, maybe, that'd be actually pretty cool because they actually gave the AK-74U ammo and the Galil. Like, that's probably going to be easy for you guys. And plus, make it like the Ice Staff. Make it not suck. Because it did suck in this map. The bonfire sale. Oh, I actually forgot about the bonfire sale. I actually forgot about that. I mean, the teleporters I don't care about. It's alright, but I really don't care about. The more thing I care about was the bonfire sale. That drop was literally the thing that made the map great and probably underrated was because, I mean, you could pay Pack-a-Punch for 1,000 points, and it is the rarest drop in Call of Duty history for zombies. Because you get it from the Pentagon Thief only if he does not steal your weapons. If he doesn't steal your weapons, he can give you this bonfire sale, and you can Pack-a-Punch for like 1,000 points, not 5,000, 1,000 points, which really is a very good drop. And if this returns, I can see something like unique for Call of Duty again. Now, I mean, we don't know. Like for the maps that I have, we don't know if they're going to be like this. We don't know if they're actually going to return or not. We might just see what number 2 is like going to return or not, or if they like the Primus crew are just going to return in time for some reason. Maybe we can find out what happened to them in like the areas and what happened to the staffs, like, you know. But yeah, 5. I mean, 5 is like that map that I do want to see return, and plus, I mean, I love America. I mean, without America, the Declaration of Independence, the rights movements, everything that was good back then, we wouldn't have had like what we have today, you know. It was crazy. I mean, sure, we have leaders that can be a bit obnoxious, but like going back, like America, I mean, like has flaws, but even back in its day, it did some very, very, very good stuff. So let's go to number 2, which is what is it here? I don't know. What is it? Oh, Mob of the Dead. Yeah, number 2 is Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead. What can I describe is that this map was a mind-blowing masterpiece. and it kind of like brung the staple of the zombies universe into panic. I mean, Black Ops Amazing put it in his like best to worst list, and he put it like completely number one because he loved the storyline. He loved the kind of like satanic stuff inside this prison. It was based on a real life area, Alcatraz Island. You had the Weasel, which is this character here. You had Sal DeLuca, Finn O'Leary, and Billy Handsome. The mobsters. The storyline was good. Brutus, the drops, the Blundergat, the Acid Gat, the Death Machine. All of Mob of the Dead was just epic. And the Hell's Retriever, the Easter egg was good. I mean, everything was just really good about this map. Maybe somehow they can, like, I heard in the storyline that they actually did have like something like there was like a secret laboratory that Richtofen did with Stanley Ferguson due to the fact that they were part of the Illuminati, so to speak. So I'm like thinking like maybe one of those doors leads to an elevator down to that secret lab. I mean, there's been mods on that, but it would feel good to just go back into Afterlife and just do this type of shit. I mean, in Shadows of Evil, they did something similar, except instead of you being a ghost, you're nothing more than just, and instead of in purgatory, you're just stuck in a satanic air, like you're just stuck in some crazy shit city, and you just turn yourself into some type of apothegm instead of just turning yourself into a ghost, like, you know, shocking yourself. You're just like praying that you turn into this creature. But in this map, I mean, it had everything pretty cool. Even the shields were amazing. Even when you lay down the shield and you pick it up, like they lock it up with the key. It was kind of cool. I mean, in transit, it actually did have the little padlock there, like the little locks for the doors. So it was pretty good. The Easter egg song, "Where Are We Going?" Man, it was such a good song. Sure, it was 2 minutes, but it was, oh man, it was epic. Like the girl Maluk. I can't pronounce the woman's name. I mean, I'm sorry that I can't pronounce her name, but you're a good singer. I mean, I have like Dead Flowers, Always Running, and Where Are We Going? Those are the three Call of Duty ones, and that was like what, Buried, Zetsubo no Shima, and Mob of the Dead. I mean, there's nothing to describe Mob of the Dead. It was such a good map. It brought the storylines, like, I mean, it was way different storyline based, but it was something like out of the reality of actually like regular zombies, kind of like, I don't know, kind of like the start of Nocturne Toten, which, I mean, Nocturne Toten, don't get me wrong, the part where you get the keys, the places that you gotta use to go to. I mean, what about the bring back the AK-47? Ooh, yeah, Reznov's Revenge. Oh man, I gotta drink this. Reznov's Reznov's Revenge, which was the pack-a-punched AK-47. That's probably because it's a Soviet weapon, and Reznov did kind of like return in the campaign in Black Ops 2, just as a dream for like shit, I forgot his name. Frank Woods, I think. I mean, this is epic. I mean, look at this. Look at this. How they do it. Like the kind of like stuff that they did here was kind of crazy. The buildables for the plane and Electric Cherry. Like, I mean, that was where the perk first started. Electric Cherry started in this map. Like, it started in this general area. Like, it started right there. I mean, I think it's like right across the corner. I mean, it's going to be probably hard to see because I have a pretty bad part with my computer. I mean, my computer hates me. You got the gondolas. Even the 1927 there. I mean, there's Cherry. I mean, I don't know if you could see that. I apologize due to the quality of YouTube, but that was Electric Cherry, as you just saw in Afterlife, I think. If you saw it, that's good. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I couldn't do it in time. The kind of stuff you got to turn on, like, everything about Mob of the Dead was just unique and just, I don't know how to describe it. It's just a unique map, and if it remasters, I definitely want to play it because I want to play this remaster map. I mean, some people say, like, it's not going to be called Mob of the Dead. It's going to be called something else. Like, the Giant was called... Well, the Derice was called the Giant in Black Ops 3. I think the reason why they called it that was because of the fractured universes. Because, you know, like, everything was fractured. Oh, man, the part where you throw the grenades in the lava and it gives you, like, extra 20 points. I was like... And the wolves, like Cerberus, the three-headed dog. Oh, my God. Every reference to Purgatory, the devil, was just pretty much not as accurate, but pretty decently accurate. I mean, I've never been a big fan of the devil. I mean, fuck him. But God himself, I mean, God is, like, forever. But, like, just looking at something like this was pretty cool. I mean, like, nobody knows who was controlling the zombies as well. I mean, the zombies had red eyes, but so did Garrod Crovey in Revelation, so we really don't know. Because Blundell did say, sometimes the zombies' eyes matter, and other times they really don't. So, we're just gonna have to wait and see, you know? Wait and see. Huh. I mean, these maps, before I go to number 1 again, I just want to say, like, these maps, I'm not saying I want them to be remastered just because they sucked, like, badly, like, back in their day. I'm saying I want them remastered so they can actually be a little bit different, but also while remaining the same type of stuff. Kind of like the other remastered maps, like from World of War and some of Black Ops 1 and just one part of Black Ops 2. I do want to see these things remastered and then something new into them. And somehow, if we get Mob of the Dead remastered, I think they're probably going to put some Gobblegums in there too. Somewhere around the line, they're going to put Gobblegums. They could probably put one right there, right next to the gondolas. They could put some somewhere around there. I mean, we don't know. All we can do is just wait and see. Yeah, so... Again, honorable mention is Die Rise, because I really do not like this map. I hated it. I hate this map. I mean, thank God I did not play it, because it is just so bad. I mean, it is completely nonsensical. I mean, yes, it fits into the storyline, but it's just so nonsensical. The quotes that they just put in Die Rise for these transit crew, I mean, transit and, like, buried I'm fine with, but, like, oh, Die Rise, they're just so bad. They're just so bad, like, you scratch me, I scratch you back. Or, like, Marlton's, like, fucking scientist kind of shit. You know? Or like, kind of like, listening to what is inside Samuel's head because he ate the flesh of a zombie. Like, you're hearing Richtofen going, like, just groaning. I can tell that's Richtofen groaning. I think I kind of, like, commented Black Ops Amazing on that. As a matter of fact, if he can hear me here, what was that? Is that actually Richtofen doing those groans on Die Rise? Just let me know, man. Let me know maybe tomorrow, if you got the time. Okay, so now let's go on to number 1, which, of course, guys, we all know what it is. We all heard it. We all wanted this thing to be remastered, and it is. Ready for this? Transit. As I'm skipping through this, let me just talk. Transit is definitely just... I mean, I don't care how bad it is, because I still like the map a little bit. But, my God, it has problems. Just problems. It had multiple problems. It had so many problems. I mean, the buildable system was annoying. The 2-door system in the spawn area did not make any sense. Like, what was the point of using a turbine just to get out of the door? You could just use that to actually just grab the part, and then you could just use the turbine to get out, instead of just buying a 750 door. Or just open the 750 door. Then there was the lava, the denizens. Those things, I mean, I can understand that they have to be on the map, but they really have to be different. They can't be just like, oh, just go in the fog and then they scratch your face. No. I don't want them to scratch my face. I want them to actually do something, like actually like dogs in a way. Like they do something. Not like I don't need this like Avogadro. I mean, they're probably gonna bring them back. They're probably gonna bring all this back with just a little remastered parts. Like the kind of like the traps were terrible. I mean, they all had to use a turbine. The turret, the turret eats. The electrical trap was garbage. I mean, everything had to use a turbine. Everything. Everything had to use a turbine. I mean, this was the first start. I mean, the cornfields, you had Nocturne Toten. You had that buildable pieces. You had Ted, which was annoying. I mean, the bus was just like, it was like, if you're not going to be coming, I'm just leaving. Like, that's what it did. The lava, like, nothing was, like, good about it. The fog was, like, way too dense. It was way too thick. Like, with Call of the Dead, at least it was, like, easier to see a little bit. And it looked more eerie. Like, it was going for that vibe like Noct did. And The Darkest Shore did it way better because they had better graphics. This was not better graphics, and yet this was 2012. Well, you did get Green Lantern from 2011, and the CGI was pretty bad, so whatever. Oh my god, I hate Marlton. I hate this guy. I really hate Marlton. Like, I really, and I hate Misty. I hate Misty. I hate Marlton. They're just bad characters. I never liked them. I never did. And they're just stupid. They're stupid characters. There we go. Back to the map. And the jet gun, like, oh. What was the point of having the jet gun? And yes, it was for the Easter egg, but why would you have to use that thing for nearly 15 seconds and then it just breaks? How about just make it like the flamethrower where, like, it cools off? It did not make any sense. I did not appreciate it. I did not like the lava because it just was painful. I couldn't even make it around 30 on this because it was that bad. I mean, like, I have pre-owned Black Ops 2, but like my disc just broke. My disc broke. The kind of thing is, like, I think I made it up like maybe round 22, and then I just died like multiple times. Like the diner, the town, the power station, even the tunnels as well. I mean, there is no fog even in the kind of like areas where the denizens are, and there's also some lights where, like, they can, like, just go away from. Like, what was the point of it? There was absolutely no point. But the only good side about the denizens is that they were part of the storyline, but also they didn't get stronger. They did not get any stronger, which was good. You had the cabin in the woods. You had like the Bowie knife and the brass knuckles, which was kind of like essential. You know, I mean, it did a pretty good job of doing the post-apocalyptic area, but it kind of like was not appreciated by much, and everybody by the zombies community hated this map when it came out. When they first played it, they were like, dude, what am I playing? And this is what they were doing. Like, they were literally playing this. I mean, they did it for punishments. They did it for, like, other stuff. They just do it because, well, like, it's the most popular, hated map of all time, and it's actually the largest map in zombies history. It's a big map. It's huge. It's no words can describe it. I mean, like, that's going place to place, which really is kind of like how you go in time, almost. Like, in Revelations, it's kind of like the same thing, so kind of like... Actually, they gave me a good idea here, because Revelations was a mix of maps, so that means, like, you going between Nocturne Toten to Mob of the Dead to Drak means that they do transit all over again. The Windows systems were just terrible. Everything was terrible about it, but, like, I still kind of like transit the way it is. Like, you could still go for good runs. You could still comment about them being the worst map, but you still play it. I mean, if they do a really good job at remastering this thing, do a very good job of it. I don't know what I'm looking at here, and I don't know what you guys are looking at. But again, if they could do a really good job with this map, I'm proud of it, because that'd be new. That'd be something like amazing. Avogadro, I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen to him. Probably everything's going to be white in the Broken Arrow facility that they do to get the power on. But this is going to be something interesting if they remaster Transit, because it is part of the storyline. I mean, most of these maps are part of the storyline. Mob of the Dead was kind of in that kind of like sense, just that it had two different sets of storylines mashed together. Just the other one was in the comic, the other one was just in game. So by the time this comes out, I like to like hit the questions with Black Ops Amazing for like Black Ops 2, because I think it's deserves some part of what's happening. So yeah, so that's actually it for the for this one. My top 5s are done for maps I want remastered is done and done. But to be honest, do I really think these maps are going to be remastered? Honestly, I don't know. The maps that we have nowadays, I mean, some of them are just boring, hard, too easy, and just ruin like everything that makes a map, Call of Duty Zombies map, a Call of Duty Zombies map. Like, probably because the Gobblegum systems were just too easy. Like, just way too easy. So, I mean, I don't know. I think the future will hold by the time we see what Black Ops 4 or whatever they call this type of Black Ops, you know, by the time it comes out, I like to see it. I mean, Activision, Treyarch, Jimmy Zielinski, Jason Blundell. Give me the 5 maps that I picked. I want to see these remastered. I want to see something. I want to see evidence. I want to see more part of the storyline so you can actually end it. I want to see more. Yes, we want to see more in the futures, but literally, like, we can't just make logic, because sometimes logic cannot help a storyline. It cannot literally help anything. If it helped, then it'd make it easier for all of us to do stuff. So, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's actually it. I'm done. So, I mean, ugh. As far as you know, I put tape in these zombies' mouths so they can shut up, so you can't quite hear them. So, I mean, never liked zombies coming in my house. They're just like not good guests. If they were honored guests, I'd bring them here, but nah. Well, gotta patch up the old arm here. Gonna patch up the old arm, call it a night, and as always, stay scary, and I'll see you next time. Jeez. How do I end this?